show both of us. Good morning here on the Blue Sky Live.
I'm so
here
vain
with
that I
you.
want it to just
Neal
be
just
me.
wants the camera on him the
My
whole damn
God.
day today.
I feel so good about how I look these days that I want the camera on me the entire time.
It's kind of who he is. He had his shirt off until like 5 seconds ago, just so he can take it off in a minute and do a big reveal of the biceps and the abdomen and the pectorals. He's been working on every single day.
I live in a house where I'm humbled on a daily basis in that regard.
Blue Sky Live here with you this morning. There's news of the day. We'll hash it out, discuss it with you coming up. Texas A&M message boards going crazy over the possibility of Chris Beard. Feels like deja vu, different sport, different day. Here we go again. So we'll go through all that. Ole Miss won a baseball game last night. Whoopee, beat Jackson State 18-7. It was a 7-inning walk-off, but it was not the 7-inning walk-off I was anticipating.
I know a word that you called the Ole Miss baseball
when they were up
12-0
in the sixth inning last night. Your boy wasn't overly pleased in the press box, but they did win 18-7 last night. 7 innings.
You
Jackson
called them
State.
a bad name.
I did. I was pissed. I was cussing out loud. That is accurate. Here's your stat for that. I put it in the story last night. Ole Miss went into the game 16th nationally in walks, like offensive walks.
Yes.
They left the game 9th.
Wow.
That's how many walks Jackson State put up for the Rebels last night. One away from the school record. 18 walks for the Tigers last night against the Rebels.
How about that?
Pitching was not ideal. So, a film legend, Val Kilmer, passed away overnight.
Yeah.
Might get to that later in the show, but we got stuff to get to. I'm not going to drive you guys insane today.
He had throat cancer but died of pneumonia, correct?
Correct. He had throat cancer. That's what cost him his voice. Why he had that type of cameo in Top Gun 2 and Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
But yes, they said overnight that it was pneumonia. 65 years old.
He was a legend for sure.
So probably one of the more unheralded people from that generation when you look at his filmography and what he did in both pop films and critical films. So anyway, all right, Blue Sky locations all over the state of Mississippi. Sweet Daddy's locations all over the state of Mississippi. Catering, lunch specials, $5.69, couple size bread, any size fountain drink here locally. And again, they got ribs, they got pulled pork, they got all kind of stuff for you to pick up for dinner or feed a bigger group with their catering options. That is in Oxford, and again, all over, and coming through from the Clark Ford Studio.
Oh, yeah. Clark Ford is in Amory, Mississippi. I was just there yesterday. 662-257-1900. They do fantastic service at Clark Ford. They really do. Yeah, I know I've known them for a long time. That's sort of the point. I've purchased multiple vehicles from them, and when we need something, I get great service. You will too once you start a relationship with the people at Clark Ford. 662-257-1900. If you're in the market for something, you're thinking about something, which is what we're doing. Got to do something with the car. Got an old car that my son's been driving since he became legally to drive, and it's really probably no longer safe for him to drive it too far, so we got to do something. So we were looking at vehicles yesterday. 662-257-1900 is the number. Call it and tell them what you're looking for. They'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours. Guest join on the Campbell Clinic hotline. From fractures and sports injuries to complex spine and limb conditions, the pediatric orthopedic physicians at Campbell Clinic in Oxford are the only specialized pediatric orthopedic team in North Mississippi, providing expert care for growing bodies. Visit campbellclinicoxford.com to schedule an appointment or call 901-759-3111.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting on Chris Beard in 30 seconds, but they were saying that the location issues with pitching is across the board. I mean, it's 100% across the board. It's because we're so focused on velocity. It's what Mike talked about, and they've tried to get better. It's one of the reasons they hired Mangrum, but he sort of went on a bit of a tangent with me 2 falls ago talking about the entire culture of the game. And he said, you've got the gun up there, but you don't put a little box that shows you where the ball went in the strike zone up on the board. He goes, because he had gone to a perfect game event recruiting, and kids were intentionally spiking the ball at like 57 feet because they knew that would increase velocity on the gun.
Catchers love that.
Oh yeah, let's throw it 97 into my crotch on a one hop. So yeah,
we're going to test this protective.
Yeah, and he said,
here.
"What are we? We've completely jumped the shark here." And it's what we mentioned yesterday. Umpires are bad, strike zones are bad, but kids aren't being taught to pitch anymore. Or I do think we're actually coming out of it now. I think there was an era where kids weren't being taught to pitch. And I think we are slowly moving back into hey, this is a problem. Let's fix it. But to this point, and I promise I'm stopping, but to this point, college coaches reiterate it because they're the ones that go take all the kids that throw velocity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Florida the other night, for sixth inning on a Sunday, and a kid comes in I've never seen before throwing 98, and it's where we are. You're not taking the 86 mile an hour side armor that does some weird stuff. So,
or the kid who throws 88, 89 and pounds the strike zone.
Yeah, a lot of throwers, not enough pitchers. That's true. So, all right. I'll just wind you up and let you go. Where are we?
Oh, don't leave me on this island. No, sir.
Okay, so where did it initially surface? Buzz Williams, rumors true, headed to Maryland to be the Terrapins head coach.
That is true.
Okay, he is headed there. Discontent on both sides in Aggie land. They decided they were tired of him because they have huge expectations that aren't usually fulfillable.
He hasn't made the Elite Eight. Hadn't made the Final Four.
Correct.
So let me say this up front. I like Buzz.
Mm-hmm.
He's always been nice to me. I've always been nice to him. So I feel like this is not an insult when I say this. This is sort of pattern for him. About 6 years and moved to another job. Always has done a good job. He's won everywhere he's ever been. A&M expects to win the intergalactic championship of all time every year in every sport. And when they don't, they never seem to look in the mirror and go, wonder what this is about. Because it's always the coach's fault. So
they've got a ton of money, but are they a little overweight? Like if you're looking in the mirror and you're a human, like who is A&M the person? Because it's never their fault, but they got all the cash. So they're a scumbag. Like what is it?
A&M is the generally good-looking guy who walks into a bar overweight.
Okay, so overweight.
And kind of with like just signs of distress. But completely unaware of it.
Sleazebag a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and just hitting on every girl. That's A&M.
With bad pickup lines. Not even like...
Yeah,
like,
with an entitled, like, I'm going to say this to you, and then you're going to come home and sleep with me. I mean, we're going to go from point A to point B.
But they got a big checkbook.
Quite quickly. And look, let me show you my
bank account, my statement, my black card.
The black card. Let me show you this card.
Yeah.
Drinks are on me, babe. So, I don't know.
Go ahead.
So Buzz leaves, not only leaves, but goes to Maryland, where the previous coach publicly said this place is an absolute shit show while I'm going to the Sweet 16, and then he leaves to go to Villanova, which is immeasurably a better job than Maryland. Okay,
yeah.
Villanova
called out his AD who was leaving and said, "I'm out too. Peace."
Villanova wins a little bit when they got it going. Okay,
Jay did okay there.
They're kind of committed to basketball at Villanova. Let's talk about Villanova football. Ready? Here we go. All right, you good? All right, so we Villanova basketball.
The rev share is going to be full force for the hoopsters.
They're going to be okay.
Yeah.
They're probably getting back to the tournament soon. So the job's open. Chris Beard's name's been flying around down there. Like I wrote last night, it makes some sense. It makes some sense from just a surface level. Beard's from Texas, has a lot of Texas ties, coached at Texas Tech, coached at Texas, UT grad. He just took Ole Miss to the Sweet 16 within a breath of the Elite Eight. At Texas A&M, they probably look at Ole Miss like you have no business ever winning like that. And if you can do that at Ole Miss, what could you do here?
Because they definitely think that.
And let's be real, we're at the time of the year where people renegotiate deals. And throw in NIL. And this is where I kind of feel like doing my victory I told you so lap. But I'm trying not to be obnoxious about it.
Okay.
I went to the SEC tournament. Was that 3 weeks ago in Nashville? Something like that.
Sounds good. Close enough.
And I talked to a lot of people. I mean, I'll openly tell you I'm not as connected as Ole Miss as I probably should be. But I'm pretty connected other places, enough to get information. And there's a consensus that several SEC programs are going to operate with at least $8 million in NIL for men's basketball next year. This season that's about to start a week from yesterday.
Yep.
I mean, either Florida, Auburn, Houston, or Duke is going to win the national title on Monday night.
That is true.
And the next season basically begins the next morning. And several of those teams several of the SEC teams are going to operate with a budget of at least 8. And when I say at least 8, that means that it's going to be significantly more than 8. Coaches sometimes have to use things to get leverage. I don't know what's happening here. I haven't discussed this with Chris Beard at all, ever. Never, ever. Talked to someone who knows him pretty well last night who said it's real. Also said that he wants to stay at Ole Miss. And I think the exact words, Ole Miss will have to step up. Now, does that mean salary? Or does that mean NIL? If you made me bet, I'd bet that it means NIL, because right now the portal's in full swing. The portal is ridiculous right now.
Which is where the stressors are, yes.
Yes. And so,
paying the bills isn't the stressor right now.
So what's happening in the portal is these kids, young men, all have exorbitant prices. Most of them have agency that represents them. And the prices are really high. And people are starting to do some basic math. And if you're a program like where Ole Miss is right now with its current roster, you've got, of potential returnees, you've got Eduardo Klafke. As of this moment, Malik Dia has not gotten in the portal, so he appears to either have decided to stay or at least is considering staying. You've got 2 high school guys that are coming in, and then you have an empty roster. I don't know what Robert Cowherd, et cetera. Nothing against Robert, the human being, but he did not factor into the basketball conversation this year.
Correct.
So you've got a whole bunch of roster spots, and everybody on the Ole Miss roster can't come in and get the prices that they're being talked about. They're going to have to do help me here.
Yeah, go ahead.
This season that just ended in Atlanta, their payroll was somewhere in the $5 to $5.5 million range.
5 is where I would have gone. Yeah, if
okay.
You told me to guess it without you saying anything.
5-ish. That won't probably get the same roster this time around. So I don't, we'll see. I don't know. My gut instinct is that this is more about leverage and commitment than it is about actually wanting to go to Texas A&M, but I could be completely wrong. I don't know what the other media outlets have reported. Mark Passwaters, who covers Texas A&M for Rivals,
he went pretty strong. Actually, really strong.
Now, I'll say it because I'm transparent. Mark is a fan.
Yeah.
Mark is a big Texas A&M fan. I don't know how much.
It doesn't rule out his reporting, but it means he wants it to happen.
I don't know how much that factors into his reporting.
Correct. But, he went as far as to say, I believe they weren't even speaking to another candidate that he was aware of. He signified that it was potentially done. Right?
Yeah.
Is that too strong?
I think he said 90%, but I don't remember.
Okay.
What did Billy?
Can
we give TexAgs some credit here for a minute? No matter what you think of TexAgs.com, because I was on Discord today. I'm on Trilly's Discord. I've been on it for a couple of years now, and everything that I wrote last night behind a payroll was copied and pasted right there.
Oh, was it?
You
really?
don't see TexAgs copied and pasted. That doesn't happen. People that they are the one media entity on this earth that has apparently figured out a paywall. And I say that with all respect, literally with legitimate respect. I would be taking a much more expensive vacation this summer if Rivals and Yahoo could have ever figured out a legitimate paywall.
Yeah, I tried to go to TexAgs Premium. It says to view this content, you must be a TexAgs Premium subscriber.
There you go.
Subscribe, try Premium, log in. I guess I could subscribe, but I'm not doing it at the moment.
See? That's what I mean.
You can try Premium for $1.
A guy from the Atlantic got into a conversation with the Secretary of State and the vice president, and you can't get behind the Texags paywall. Kudos to them. Figured it out.
He had a podcast 15 hours ago, but I don't know what that said or didn't say.
I can text Olin real quick.
Okay. See what they're saying?
Yeah, Olin will tell me he's cool.
Okay. He's cool.
He likes me.
I mean, look, A&M's got a lot of money. It's in Texas. I get how we got here. And it's going to kind of be where you are. I mean, even if Chris stays, it's kind of going to be where you are for certain jobs every year. I mean, Lane is just now, I mean, you had the whole huge Auburn thing 2 years ago. And Lane has just now sort of gotten Ole Miss to a place where, because you talk about it all the time, perception, and you can't get a media member off a perception that exists.
Yes.
It's impossible. I mean, it's tightrope walkers, which they had that kind of ability to stay on a rope.
You'd have a better shot of curing cancer today than you would getting media to back off of pre-established narratives.
So because of that, Lane and Ole Miss, they've just now kind of gotten it where Lane has Ole Miss as a program that matters enough to not have that constantly every time something comes open, whether it's real or fictitious or anything else. And Ole Miss basketball has a long way to go to get there.
Sure.
Beard's trying to get there. Sweet 16 this year. I mean, moving that way. But I guess the point is, I do think that, well, I mean, I know who Neal's source is, and I believe that completely that it's real.
And I should add that I talked to a coach last night.
Okay.
Who typically is plugged into these kinds of things.
Okay.
And he said, I haven't heard that. That would surprise me.
Oh, really? Okay.
But now that doesn't mean that coach knows everything that's going on in the coaching carousel world. Because that would be hard to do.
I think Chris has a certain amount of loyalty to Ole Miss for giving him a chance at a time when no one else did.
Yes. But I don't think that's boundless loyalty.
No. It's just a piece.
Right.
And at the end of the day, location and NIL ability is what it is. And I don't know. I know what A&M spent on a football program. I'm assuming they spent a good bit on a basketball program.
I think part of Buzz's frustration was that he felt like they were not fully committed to basketball the way that they were committed to football.
And are they going to be even less committed in the new era, which starts potentially in 10 days?
And less than that.
Yeah. Well, they said I saw Mark
days.
Pope come out and say it's going to take a minute for her to make a ruling, even when it actually goes to. Because that's what Mark Pope wanted to do yesterday, was have a bunch of press conference comments on Judge Wilkins' answers.
I almost asked Lane yesterday about Deloitte, but I was afraid he'd look at me like, I was nice to you last week.
Well, Mark Pope might be the one person that just went, okay, I'll take the bullet for you because he's the nice guy.
What'd Mark say?
I'll find it.
And not that it matters.
I mean,
it does matter.
We're just hanging out. I mean, let me find it. Hold on. Yeah. I had it earlier. It's okay. I mean, it's cool.
Denver, Minnesota, by the way, last night may have been the greatest NBA regular season game of all time.
140, 139.
It was incredible.
Is that right?
Yeah. Incredible game.
Let's see. Mark Pope notes that the House settlement can be approved on Monday, but he's prepared for it to take 7 to 10 days for U.S. District Court Judge Claudia Wilkin to issue a ruling. Quote, there's no definitive timeline. We're just in terms of that shift. We're just in a wait-and-see mode. Then there's all the complications of actually implementing the agreement and what's that going to look like. It's pretty exciting, man. Every day is something new. Okay, Mark, sure. Wilkins' approval or rejection will inform Pope's decision on whether to pursue a permanent GM for the program, and he explains, quote, general managers are really interesting. Designating someone exclusively in that spot is a calculated decision that comes with all kinds of complications. Right now, we are dealing with it in-house by dividing up those responsibilities. We'll see. Like I said, the entire landscape of college basketball and athletics could change on April 7th. It could potentially send us in a brand new trajectory, or nothing could happen at all. We could continue down the road we are. I think staff responsibilities change like that. The decisions will be forthcoming as we get more clarity on where the world of college athletics is going to look. Mark Pope, Kentucky basketball.
That's
coach.
fair.
Completely fair.
Yeah.
So there's that.
All I've got in response so far is the Aggies are interested.
Well, that's
They're
weak.
Being careful, I think.
That's not much to it. Although if I were him, I wouldn't give you my entire Rolodex of knowledge on it either.
No.
being real here. I mean,
competing media entities and all. Yeah.
Well, there's some that do because they want to be appreciated. So they'll give you way too much because they just want to be validated in some way.
Sure.
That happens.
Yeah. Take advantage of that sometimes.
Hey, what are you hearing? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I knew you were the guy to come to. What do you got?
Oh, so Russ, watch this. Russ misses the layup and now jogs up the floor. Right. This is consummate Russ. Look. Out of place. There's his man. And he closes out and fouls him. I love it.
Oh, he fouled him.
Oh, yeah, he fouled him.
Is that how they lost?
Yeah, 1/10.
Oh, no kidding.
Look, see, he closes out way too hard. You can't do that. And he closed out too hard because he didn't hustle back. Ball game.
Did he miss one of the free throws? Or did he miss it on purpose?
It didn't matter.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Edwards 34, Jokic 61.
Yeah.
And Steph had 52 last night in a different game over the Grizzlies.
Memphis just folded in the fourth quarter.
Did you see that stat? I saw it in the stream. I don't know. I give credit to whoever it was. I can go back and find it. Cubs catchers have more RBIs than the entire Braves team.
Oh, is that right?
To date? Yeah.
Good for them.
You don't want one of your better players to get an 80-game suspension. You lose the first 3 games of the year, and then the Dodgers are across the diamond from you. Not a good way to keep things going.
No. But it is just early April. There's lots of time to catch up.
No, I texted with Tyler yesterday. Trust me, it's over. He told me. Yes,
okay.
He's sure. So, all right, let's get into more in a minute. First, I don't know about you, but I like keeping my money where I can see it. Unfortunately, traditional big wireless carriers seem to like keeping my money too. After years of overpaying for wireless, I finally got fed up from crazy high wireless bills, bogus fees, and free perks that actually cost more in the long run. So switch to Mint Mobile. Say goodbye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting $15 a month. They come with high-speed data, unlimited talk and text, delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with existing contacts. Ditch overpriced wireless. 3 months of premium wireless service for Mint Mobile. $15 a month. If you like your money, Mint Mobile's for you. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/MPW. It's mintmobile.com/MPW. Upfront payment $45 for 3-month 5 gigabyte plan required. New customer offer for first 3 months. Full price plan options available. Taxes and fees. Mint Mobile for details.
Got a little more to add in a minute, so hang tight. First, I want to tell you we're brought to you by Comer Heating and Air, Southern Air Conditioning and Heating, different names. Same great people, products, and services. If you live in Oxford, Batesville, Tupelo, or the surrounding area, call Comer. 662-801-1777. If you live in Hernando, Memphis, or the surrounding area, call Southern 662-429-4429. We're brought to you by Window Hero. Window Hero, from pressure washing to window cleaning, gutter guards, gutter cleaning, and everything in between. Window Hero has the experience, expertise, and equipment necessary to make your property look and feel brand new. If you're in North Mississippi, let Window Hero make your home or business's exterior look amazing. Window Hero provides specialized equipment, exclusive cleaning solutions, a satisfaction guarantee, and they can clean up to 4 stories on all buildings. So get in touch with them today, 662-510-7077 to get an estimate or learn more at windowhero.com. Oxford locals and Ole Miss families, if you need dry cleaning or laundry done right, Lapel's Dry Cleaning has you covered. Proudly serving the Oxford community since 2016, Lapel's takes care of everything from suits and formal dresses to comforters and everyday laundry. Even better, they offer free pickup and delivery to make life easier. Just call 662-638-3149 to be added to their pickup and delivery route, or visit them at 3010 Old Taylor Road, right across from the Mark Condominiums. Mention Rebel Grove for 50% off your first order. Trust Lapels to keep you looking your best. Are you retiring soon? How long should you wait to take Social Security? What accounts should you pull from first? Are you already retired? These are just some of the questions that can only be answered with the personalized retirement income plan. Andrew Seago Wealth Management, specializes in helping folks just like you come up with their retirement game plan. Whether you meet at his office in Collierville or prefer Zoom from anywhere, schedule a free discovery meeting. See what they can do for you. Rebelsretire.com. Rebelsretire.com. And we're brought to you by Arnett's Fine Jewelry. It's a 4th-generation jeweler located in the old Lamons Jewelry Building on North Lamar Avenue in Oxford. They offer expert jewelry repair, diamond engagement rings, wedding bands, stackable diamonds, genuine stone bands, pearls, colored genuine stones, diamond jewelry, and much more. Great for gifts, graduation coming up. Got anniversaries, birthdays. They've got all sorts of gifts for you. Flexible bangles, diamond pendants, earrings, and more. They want to be your jeweler at Arnett's.
Podcast brought to you by G&M Pharmacy, 662-236-2222. They deliver locally in the Oxford area and offer medicine to free prescriptions the same day each month and take care of you. One trip to the pharmacy, one delivery. You have everything you need when you need it with G&M. So again, that is Tyson Drugs in Holly Springs or G&M in Oxford, 662-236-2222.
So here's a little more.
All right.
I'm not going to dive into who's telling me this, but I'd put out some feelers last night. Got a little feedback today. Some people actually go to bed at normal hours, sleep like normal people.
You like the one camera options today.
Now I wanted them to look at you, You look all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Look, it's real money. All this money that we talk about, sometimes I think people, self-present company included, we pretend that it's monopoly money.
Okay.
It's real money.
Okay.
Texas A&M had to pay Jimbo Fisher $60-some-odd million to go away. It's real money. I wasn't like, hey, here's a check. No, it actually came out of accounts. They might not be able to
$77.5 million.
77.5, stand corrected. Amounts of money that I find difficult to fathom.
Good to be Jimbo.
Which I think leads into the conversation, right? I think people hear those numbers and they're just like, whatever, we'll just pay it.
It still exists.
Someone's still got to pay it. So when you make this argument about, well, we're going to go from $6 million, and I'm just using numbers right now, $6 million in NIL to $12 million in NIL. Just by God, here, right? Someone stroke a check to the Grove Collective, and let's make this puppy go. Doesn't work like that. That's not real. And Texas A&M right now might go, we can't do this. Right now, you know what? It might be time to pay the bills. I always use the vacation analogy. Everybody wants to take the big vacation, but sometimes you get to the summer and you're just like, we can't do it this year. We did that last year.
This is leading into what you just heard?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Sometimes you go, you know what? We'd love to. God, wouldn't it be fun to go to the beach for a week and a half? I mean, I love the beach.
You do.
My wife loves the beach twice as much as I love the beach.
Really?
Oh, loves it.
Okay.
We just made a decision last year. We can't afford it. Just can't do it. Got stuff that we need to pay for here. We talked about doing a big European vacation this year. We just got to a place where we're like, it's not doable. It's just not doable. Texas A&M might be at that place where they're looking at this going, it's just not doable. Buzz said, I want more. And they go, I don't really care. So maybe they can get McCaslin. Maybe they can get McDermott. Maybe they go down a little bit and go, hey, just let's get a coach who can coach and let's see if we can get efficient a little bit and see what happens. Who's the cat at Nebraska right now?
Hoiberg.
Maybe you can get Fred Hoiberg.
Trev knows him.
Yeah.
So you're less likely on this happening at the moment based off what you're saying.
I'm just not all in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think
you got something that's counter to what you're reading from the Texas A&M publishers at this point.
I mean, look, there's and I don't blame Chris for using it for leverage at all. You have leverage, use it. In the business world, you're an idiot if you have leverage and you don't use it.
Because you won't always have leverage.
Because you won't always have leverage. You might not go to the Sweet 16 next year.
Yeah. Lane Kiffin, different leverage points. Depending on
sure.
how you finish. Go 7-5, you don't have the same leverage.
You know, what if, God forbid, quarterback got hurt in week 1 and you go 4-8, 5-7? You think you got tons of leverage at that point to go to people and go, hey, you know what? If you people would have just given a little bit more money to the Grove Collective, we'd have pulled this off.
Well, and I'm doing the thing where I'm using Ole Miss because it's an easy example, but even things that you don't have control of, because what if Chris Beard goes to 2 straight Elite Eights? Suddenly that becomes more important on the hierarchy, and the football program didn't do anything.
Sure.
Wrong, negative, whatever. But more money headed over there all of a sudden.
Mike Bianco had a little more leverage a couple years ago, didn't he?
Yeah, a touch, yeah.
You know?
Not so much right now.
Not as much today?
No.
Had more then. So I don't know. But I still come back to this. I've had this conversation with people the last few weeks because I've been around so many athletics people. It's real money, and at some point, you cap out. And nothing against Joe Schmo out there, because y'all help keep us in business. But the people putting the random $20 a month you're not changing the game. I'm not saying your money's not valuable or whatever, but you're not changing the game. And these people that you're saying, hey, stroke the big check at Arkansas, at Kentucky, at Tennessee, great. Can they do it every year? What happens when the year comes up to them like, I can't do it this year? Can't write you the check for $2 million this year. What then?
Yeah, go find that somewhere else. Where's somewhere else?
And then you get into the whole Deloitte thing. Where's all this going? I don't know. Where's everything going? Nobody really knows.
I mean, Ole Miss raised the tailgating amounts because they didn't want to raise season tickets. Everybody's raising it somewhere, and they chose there versus the other place.
100%.
And if you're going to do one or the other, that's the place to hit, not the tickets.
If I have a criticism of Ole Miss, and it's very mild, they tried to sort of sugar sweet the message a little bit.
Instead of just going, here's what we're doing.
Yeah. Instead of just going, hey, look.
Like Tennessee did the thing where they go, hey, we're just paying a luxury tax, guys. It is what it is. Paying players
this
with
might just be my personality. Yeah. I sort of preferred Danny's message.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
he just kind of shrugged and went,
At the end of the day, the two messages were the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, this when I say this is a criticism, like on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm not
0.2.
I'm not sure we're even at 1.
Yeah.
It's just like I probably would have been the person in the room that was like, why are we couching this the way we're doing it? Let's just be honest. Hey, we have to pay these players. The money's got to come from somewhere.
I do want to know what Deloitte's getting paid to issue the judgments on whether they're eligible or not. That's a good point. What the hell are they making? Deloitte might get into my hierarchy of perfect jobs in the country because right now the perfect job in the country is turnkey.
Yeah.
I am on retainer to talk to coaches behind their current school's backs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
For the other AD to go, I don't know. I didn't talk to him. Didn't say a word to him. I called Tom over at Turnkey. He might have talked to him.
Yeah.
I didn't say shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Turnkey's awesome.
I love
Turnkey.
I always envision the guy at Turnkey with his feet up on the desk, and someone calls and goes, hey, we need a basketball coach. You ought to call Chris Beard. That'll be $250,000.
Well, I mean, seriously, it happens every May where I go, is there a market for like a college baseball turnkey? Because somebody calls me and go, hey, what do you think about so-and-so? I'm like, can I do that? Just go do turnkey.
It's a thought.
Go, hey, Keith, don't pay, just pay me. I'll handle it, okay? I know a guy. I know a guy.
Some people say we've handled the last couple, you know? Yeah.
Where's the fee?
We should have sent him a fee.
Where's the fee? Invoice program here.
We could write.
What'd you pay Turnkey? Here.
We could write a check send an invoice for December 2019 football coaching search. What should we charge?
Oh. Well, I mean, in hindsight, it's paid off pretty well.
He's made him some money. I'm just saying.
It ain't nothing. That Drinkwitz done a good job here. Been fun.
That Drinkwitz would have been okay.
We've gotten our orange slices and our juice boxes. Been a blast.
There's some boosters that would have really liked Eli Drinkwitz. I mean, I can think of a few that would have been just completely up his ass.
Yes, Texas did just completely steal A&M's baseball coach in every way.
They did.
It was the day after the national championship. Yes, that is.
And Texas is rolling, and A&M sucks.
Well, was it Orange Bloods? They put out like a hot board with only Schlossnagel's name like a week before it happened. Like A&M was still in the damn thing, and they just went Schlossnagel.
Well, they knew.
Okay, good.
They knew.
Yeah.
Why run from it if you know?
Yeah, I mean, Turnkey, Deloitte, it's just third parties you pay to add names to processes. I mean, sure, you might you might hear from a guy that's interested in something sometimes. I mean, I know there's one ACC coach that wants all the SEC jobs every time they get open in baseball. And just politics like hell with Turnkey in them to do it.
I have real questions about the whole Deloitte thing. I really do. I really do.
You don't think it's got a chance in hell?
What do you think? When someone tries to tell you that okay, let's try to make it Ole Miss specific for a minute.
Okay.
Realtree
Mm-hmm.
wants to do an NIL deal with Austin Simmons.
Sure.
And they say, we'll give Austin Simmons $2.5 million a year to promote our products.
Okay.
It's NIL.
Yeah.
Correct? That's NIL.
Sure.
When Deloitte comes in and goes, no, come on, that's ridiculous.
See, I don't mind, and I think you're exactly right on that.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think that's enforceable. And if a company's willing to back it, it's good. I got no issues.
Okay.
I think what it's actually safeguarding, and I think they've got a way here to do this.
Okay. I'm all in.
It's not that. That, if you've got a business that is willing to say you're worth that, I think accept it and move on, and we just are what it are. I think what they're actually, I think they're overpromising, but I think where they can get, and they have a point, is that your value, because you played a certain way, is automatically increased without a business showing that increase in monetary value. Meaning, the quarterback at Vanderbilt.
Diego Pavia.
Yeah, his argument that we always talk about, that he beat Alabama, thus, if I'm Vanderbilt's collective, I would go to Deloitte and go, well, I mean, he beat Vanderbilt, so look at all the exposure. Now I can pay him $4 million out of my NIL because he did that. And Deloitte goes, well, if he's worth that, then somebody will pay that, right? Where's the company that's going to pay it? And you actually have an entity behind it, not just simply the collective upping the value because they want to.
Interesting.
There actually has to be a quid pro quo contract with a company to do it. But if that company exists, no, cool. That's what they're willing to pay. I got no problem. I think it's trying to keep artificial increases from collectives automatically paying it. Does that make sense?
It does. So I guess
it's fixing a small problem, not a big problem.
So here's the big question, right?
Yeah, sure.
What if, and this is where I think, the one thing I do think all this does is I do think it basically eliminates the majority of the under the table stuff. People, you can launder $10,000. You're not going to launder $2.5 million.
No.
You're not.
No.
You're not.
No.
There's a difference between, hey, here's $5,000 in cash in a shoebox, and here's $1.75 million. There's a big damn difference. One happens, one.
We're not feeding 3 million through churches anymore. I mean, yeah, that's not how that works.
No. I do kind of wonder, though, what happens when Tennessee has just a boom of a fundraiser for their NIL.
Okay.
And suddenly Tennessee's NIL, their collective, has $15 million in it. Discretionary spending. When Tennessee's goes, okay, well, then we're going to pay all these dudes. We're going to go out and assemble the best roster possible. I don't know how Deloitte goes, well, that's not fair market value. I don't know how that works.
No, I don't either.
Because no one's been able to explain to me how you justify that.
It becomes a thing of being legal and being right are two different things.
Oh, and here's one for you. I'm going to find this text I got yesterday.
Because judges aren't looking at anything right now from a collegiate model standpoint. It's all antitrust related. Go ahead.
I've been asking about how you do this without collective bargaining. How do you justify limits that weren't collectively bargained? A board member at a Power 4 school told a friend that they believe collective bargaining won't be an issue because students opt in by applying to the college. That when you apply to the college, you opt into what has essentially been bargained limits.
Okay.
Said, I doubt that holds, but that's their view. And I said, I don't buy that. That's ridiculous. He agreed. We're still in the wild, wild west here. And to go full circle, and I'm not saying Chris Beard is doing this at all. Let me be clear. I'm not saying that. but coaches in general, they're talking about Jackson Dart. I looked up and there was Caden Prescorn, and I was like, why are they talking about Caden Prescorn? Now they're talking about Jackson Dart, and it makes more sense.
Steelers 21st pick.
A lot of buzz there.
There's a lot of buzz there.
Who's the Steelers quarterback? Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
DK's there now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Carson's in a class with DK's sister. It's all coming full circle here.
Okay.
What was I saying? I don't even know. It doesn't matter.
You're talking about the collective bargaining thing.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how you...
I'm with, again, Luke, I am completely with you. I mean, that is not the argument that I am
I know what I was
with
say.
any of this.
I know what I was going to say.
Yes.
When Chris Beard or any coach goes, I need X more million at
go ahead.
At some point, Russ is a Giant. At some point, people are going to...
Oh, that's right.
At some point, an athletic department is going to look at them and go, I get it, but we don't have it. And we can't raise it right now. It's not raisable. I mean, you're asking for all this extra money in a hypothetical world in the middle of tax season. I mean, you're at some point, people are, I think, I've been saying this for years, and so far I've been completely wrong. But at some point, people are going to push back and go, nah, I've kind of hit my limit.
The Steelers general manager said they're going to go into training camp with 4 quarterbacks. However, currently they have 2, Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson. That'll get it done. Okay, you're in what division? Joe and Lamar? Okay.
Feels suboptimal.
Yes,
sir.
Mike, you might struggle with that whole 500 record thing this year, bud.
Yeah, the guy in the Pittsburgh Steelers hand raise guy in their room.
It's not going to work.
Coach Tomlin, I say this with all due respect, sir, but I don't think this is an ideal strategy.
I mean, Dart's a good fit there.
Goes for 61, 10, and 10, and they still lose.
I mean, he's wanting to kill everybody afterward, aren't you?
I would think.
You guys show up. Did you play? Dart 26 of the Rams is getting a ton of buzz, too.
Yeah. I think Dart's going in the first round. Otherwise, I don't think he'd be in Green Bay.
Yeah.
I think his people are too smart to let him be the guy on the camera that's there the next night.
The Levis.
Yeah.
Hanging out and hanging out and hanging out and hanging out and hanging out.
Just knowing the Darts, the little bit that I do.
I saw he killed a good-looking turkey. See that?
It's a big turkey.
It was a big turkey.
I guess I didn't realize turkeys got that big.
You want to go turkey hunting? I can set it up for you. You want to go?
Not really.
You don't?
No.
I can let you borrow my glasses. We could live stream the whole thing. Let them look at what you're doing.
Well, you really incentivized it now. Whew. Now I'm thinking about it.
Okay,
we're off the rails.
I don't know. It's fine. I want to change topics, so let's come back and do that first.
What's Beard's buyout? Do you know?
It's typically Ole Miss. I don't know this. Ole Miss's typical contract structures are give or take 80 to 85% of remaining money. So you're talking about contract times years, times 0.8 ish.
Okay.
So if it's let's say it's a 5-year deal with $5 million, 25 million left, that's to fire him though. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I have no idea. Typically, Ole Miss's buyouts are not prohibitive that way. It's to try to help pay a buyout on the other side. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like Lane's buyout, when they restructured it, was enough where they could buy out another coach, not keep a coach from taking.
Right.
Keep a school from taking your coach. Those are two different things.
Did you know turkeys got that big?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
that's a big-ass turkey. It was huge. Like Jackson's, 6'3"?
Yeah, give or take.
And he holds the turkey up. The turkey looks like it's every bit as tall as Jackson.
I can set you up if you'd like to go kill a turkey. We can hold one up next to you. We can do the whole thing.
I don't need to do that.
Would you rather go to Talladega for a week wearing that T-shirt or go take your turkey hunting? Because we get to turkey hunting, we can set you up with you're going to sit around and drink beer and watch ball games or something.
I hate to break it to everybody, but when the Thunder playoff game comes on that day, I'm going to watch. I'm not staying at.
No, you're gonna be at Dega. You gotta.
I will leave Dega and go find a place to watch the Thunder.
Okay.
I've watched. What were we? 65 games in?
Yeah.
75 games in. I've
watched
basically
most of
watched them all.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've missed 2 games all year.
Okay.
I'm not missing the playoff games.
I understand. Podcast brought to you by Northeast Spark, fastest, most reliable fiber internet option available. Whether you're streaming the Rebels or connecting with family and friends, they offer both residential and business packages with speeds up to 2 gigabits. Used to be 1, now it's 2. To learn more, register for service, visit nespark.com. NeSpark, get connected, stay local.
I am enjoying the turkey conversation, though, because I've got questions.
They hold up traffic in Cambridge? I didn't know that.
Oh, did you see the catch?
What happened?
Can't decide who made the road team made the catch at Vanderbilt. Something about being at center field.
Was that Austin P? Who was that? I couldn't tell.
Something about being in center field at Vanderbilt. You just make plays.
Oh, is that what it is? Aura.
I'm starting to think. When you work with Argent Wells 401k Advisory Services, you gain a valuable advisory team and time-saving resource that will help you develop and maintain a solid strategy for your retirement plan. They're committed to providing you with the personalized attention and involvement that you want and need. Their goal is to help you manage your 401k plan properly and ultimately improve your employees' retirement readiness. It's myargentwealth.com. Brought to you by John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis. When you use John, you get a travel partner that allows him to supply his clients with added values, unique benefits, simply not available to other travelers. Just give him a budget, give him some parameters, and he'll give you options that you probably won't find on your own. 901-494-3387 or J. Edwards at regencytravel.net. Get the beautiful, healthy smile you deserve at Corinth Dental. Dr. Bubba McQueen, Dr. Jenny Beth Hendrick are devoted to restoring and enhancing the natural beauty of your smile using conservative, state-of-the-art procedures that can only, what am I doing? Oh, the state-of-the-art procedures that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. From routine checkups to advanced treatment, including implants and Invisalign, Corinth Dental is here to help you achieve your smile goals. Schedule your appointment today. Take the first step toward a better version of yourself. It's corinthdental.com. And if you're in the mood for a beverage this evening, I recommend Parrish Brewing Company. Their simple goal is to make awesome craft brewed beer, and they do it incredibly well. They've got Cane Break, Envy, Ghost in the Machine, Dr. Juice, much, much more. They make fantastic beer, so wherever you are looking for beer, whether it's at the bar, the restaurant, or the grocery store, look for Parrish Brewing Company.
Podcast also brought to you by the Citizens Bank, not just an account number, but a valued member of the community. They can help you out in any of your banking goals. You can stop by and visit 902 Sisk Avenue, Suite E, to discuss your options with your experienced bankers about your unique financial journey. Make every moment uniquely yours. Your success is their top priority, and while you're there, ask about School Spirit debit cards. They donate an amount per every transaction to the local school of your choice, whether it's Oxford, Lafayette, or Regents. The Citizens Bank, PHILA.com. Lance Lynn retired from baseball yesterday.
Yeah.
The former Rebel.
I bet he's hunted some turkeys before.
Oh, I bet Lance has hunted turkeys. You just
Seems
think so?
like the type.
Just looking at making a guess there. It's an Ole Miss from 2006 to 2008.
My first year here was his last year. I covered his last.
He was a good quote if you caught him in the right mood.
Yeah,
he got a little moody at times out there. He
had to ask him the right question.
Yeah, he wore his emotions on his sleeve. Still does to this day. He announced his retirement on his wife's podcast yesterday. The world we're in. Mostly known as a St. Louis Cardinal. He won his one World Series with the Cardinals in 2011. I believe that was the year that David Freese hit the home run against the Texas Rangers. Two-time All-Star, and not just two-time All-Star, but 9 years apart. 2012, 2021 for his 2 All-Star games. A guy that got out a ton of Major League hitters with hardly anything but a fastball.
Yeah.
Just threw the fastball, moved it in, out, up, down, changed some speeds. I mean, one of the best, in all seriousness, one of the most productive fastballs of the modern era. When you look at what he did, he finished top 6 in the Cy Young Award at least 3 times over the course of his career. Hell of a career. Cardinal 2011 to 15 and 17, and again in 24. 2000 Twin in 18, Yankee in 18, Ranger in 19 and 20, White Sox 21 and 23, and Dodger for a minute in 23 as well. They got him as a rental there toward the end of the season.
There had been some rumors that he was going to pitch for the Cubs this year, but that never came to fruition.
He was a hell of a hitter in high school. He actually was always frustrated he didn't get a chance to hit at Ole Miss,
really?
But Mike did not want Lance Lynn to hit or be around any running on bases or anything that could cause a problem to his right arm at that point.
Probably didn't want him rounding first, trying to get to second to stretch.
That is not where the bread is buttered,
double.
bud.
Yep.
So we are. You always heard rumors about it. I wonder if he ever actually finished the 2 mile run on time, because back in the day, or still to this day, Ole Miss says you can't like practice or play till you run the 2 mile in like a certain time frame. It's pretty fast too. It's like a pretty quick 2 mile. And the legends have always had it that he never actually hit the time, but at some point you got Lance Lynn, and the 2 mile is not what he came to school to do. He's not a track star, so they made it work. What are we doing?
Mark says life advice question. Should probably save for Henry's guys, but here goes. Have a chance to go out with the smoke show Saturday night. Won't have any dollars on games because of all futures hedged with Duke plus 120.
What he's saying is, should he go out with the woman, or should he stay and watch basketball?
Jesus.
But he doesn't have any. He's not gambling on the games in real time because his money is on Duke simply winning the title, not on the games on Saturday night.
Can you not watch a game without gambling on it?
You asked me to explain. That is the explanation.
He's
trying to decide whether he should watch the game, and he's throwing in that he also doesn't have any like real money on that particular game. You go on the date.
I mean, I would think
your team's not playing. Sorry. Like, if Tennessee were playing, then we would have a different conversation.
Yeah. But they're not.
Yeah, my guess, G, is that Lance Lynn did not run the 2 mile in like 13 minutes or whatever it is. I just got a hunch.
He doesn't have a rooting or financial. Then go out with the smoke show. See what happens.
What's the negative?
I don't know.
TiVo it. TiVo's still a thing. I mean, we have plenty of.
You can record games and go back and watch them as if you were there. But then you can't follow along on social media, and that would change everything. That's one great thing. When I watch Thunder games, I don't do any social media. I just watch. Yeah, Ryan says if you're debating it, she's not a smoke show. Got a point.
Think so? Yeah, you didn't put a lot of interest or capital in this one.
I mean, if you have to have money on a game to watch the game's not that interesting to you.
Both games at least an 8 for you this weekend? Duke, Houston, Florida, Tennessee.
I don't know.
I mean, sorry, Florida, Auburn.
I say that, yet if you told me Saturday came and went and I barely watched, I'd believe it.
Really? You've been pretty invested. Why?
Well,
why are you out?
So I'm not really out. It's just like Carson's got prom Saturday, so I'm sure we'll be doing the picture thing and all that stuff.
Okay.
And so that's going to be interrupting that.
But it's life's happening, not you're sitting on the chair and you're not going to choose to turn that on.
No, but that's kind of my point. But if you told me that life's happening and we end up doing something different and I forget that the games are on or I lose interest, and I could see that happening.
Okay.
Ole Miss has baseball tomorrow night?
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
They're on the road, right?
They're in Lexington, Kentucky.
I mean, I'll do a show for a little while. And
what time is the game?
We'll turn it on. I have no idea.
Sorry, I guess I should know that, but I don't. Mike Bianco said yesterday that Connor Spencer threw a bullpen. He looked fine, very normal. Said that he easily hit 93 during the bullpen, and his expectation was if he felt okay today, he would be rostered and be available for play this weekend, almost closer. I tried to clarify at the end that if he was knowing already he was going to put him on the roster. And he said basically with the rules now, there's no reason to make the decision because they have to send those injury report things in anyway. So they would know more today when he woke up. Judd Utermark left the game yesterday with a tight hamstring. He was running down to first base. It's why they put Luke Chang in. Mike said he didn't tweak it. He's just a big fella, and sometimes it tightens up a little bit. And they were up 12-0 at the time, so he felt that there was no reason to leave him out there at that point. So they were up 12-0 at the time. That is true.
You called them a bad word.
Well,
it hurt my feelings for them.
It's a 4:00 game against Jackson State. With all due respect to the Tigers, it was not competitive. Story was written, thought, okay, 12-6, you get 6 more outs, be out of here pretty quickly. But needed some interviews, needed to hang around for a minute for getting ready for Kentucky and whatnot. And Jackson State scored 7 runs in an inning that included 4 hits, 2 walks, and 2 errors over the course of their 7-run frame there. And yes, as it was happening, I was not handling it very well at all.
You called them a bad word.
I did.
Wait till I send that to Mike and Carl.
6, 5:30, and 1 are your times this weekend.
Okay.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So the game Thursday's on SEC Network?
I would assume that is correct.
Okay.
6 p.m. Kentucky, Lexington. 5:30 Friday. Yeah. That's what we got. Let's see. What?
What's that?
Grind. Have y'all heard about the app called Omi? It sets you up with people who are, quote, like you on a blind friend date. As you get closer to the day, it tells you where you're eating and more about them, but not their names. You trust that?
No.
Blind in general, not something you're overly interested in.
I'll just openly tell you, if something ever happens to Laura, I'm not getting back into that world at all.
I can't see you downloading an app and
it's not happening.
Swiping or pressing or waiting on Bumble or whatever the situation entails.
That's just not going to be a part of
Christian Mingle or Farmers Only or any of them.
God forbid that's not going to be a part of my existence. I'm fine. I don't need it. I feel for people that have to do all that.
You got to have a lot of trust in somebody to do a blind date in general.
Yeah.
Like, what are we trying to solve here?
Yeah, I've got a lot of thoughts on this, but I should keep most to myself probably. Yep. I mean, I just don't need a computer setting me up on something. I mean, I'm no.
AI tells you what you want, what you like.
I'm good.
I was playing around on Chat GPT a couple days ago, and I saw where you can tell it, you can give it a picture and tell it to make a corporate mugshot or headshot of it. So I put a photo of myself in there to see what happened, and it's like it created my long lost brother. It was like just kind of close to me, but it wasn't me. But it was like almost creepy. Mm-hmm. Had like the same features, but you went that if you squint, it might be him, but it's not. Had blue eyes though.
Oh,
yeah. It was weird. So I don't recommend that function for ChatGPT. It doesn't work. Here, I'll send it to you real quick. It's kind of nuts. It entertained me for a minute, but that was about it.
Would Laura, if something happened to me, would Laura enter the dating world? Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised.
I sent you the photo.
I think Laura would dedicate herself. Gosh, that looks kind of like you.
It does. It's like creepy as hell.
You know who else I see in that picture? You're going to laugh.
I might have the exact same person.
Modern day Sammy Sosa.
Oh, no, okay. That was not what I thought you were about to say at all. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Modern day Sammy Sosa.
Today.
Combined
Sammy
with me.
Sosa. Yes.
Well, that's quite the... What's the what's it called? Conglomerate or whatever?
Conglomeration?
Yeah, I guess, sure.
Wow. That doesn't really look like you much.
No.
I mean, kind of.
There's like weird little features, kind of,
Yeah.
but that's it.
Yeah.
I have one smiling with a gray suit too. I've made it change it up a little bit. Yeah,
okay.
It's good. Your series,
I like the little pocket square. It's
you like
nice.
that?
Yeah, it's nice.
I guess because I had one in the photo I gave it, so it
Oh.
just copied the best it could there. So anyway,
I literally just got touch base with someone just because we just we're completely off the rails.
It's fine.
Someone with knowledge of Texas A&M said they really question whether Texas A&M has the desire to go here right now, financially. They'd have to pay off a buyout.
Okay.
They'd have to hire Beard, presumably $7 million a year, and then commit $10 million a year to NIL.
Okay.
They're paying Jimbo Fisher $70-something million to not coach.
They are.
Elko's not. Is that his name? Elko?
Yeah, Mike Elko
is not working for free. I mean, he loves Texas A&M, but he doesn't love it that much. He's getting paid. And all those guys that are playing for A&M, it's not for the love of College Station. They're getting paid too. At some point, you just run out, man. At some point, you just run out of money. You really do. You run out of expendable income. You get through paying the bills and someone goes, hey, y'all want to go to Disney World? And you're like, we just can't. Because at some point in this world, you do have to pay off the credit card. You can't just keep rolling the damn thing over. You got to pay it off. Mm-hmm. And I think some schools get even to, and if hey, listen, this is, in all seriousness, this isn't about Chris Beard anymore. But if Texas A&M gets to the place where they're like, we just can't do this right now, everybody else will get to that place one day. And I kind of having one of those I might be right moments where schools go, we just can't keep doing this. This is crazy. We've hit the limit.
Yeah.
Where in a room, I mean, in all seriousness,
I don't know 100%.
In a room in a place like Oxford where someone sits in the room, and I don't know whether it's hand-raised guy or the CFO or the assistant AD or somebody, but when they go, well, we could pay this, and someone just goes, but why? It's a fair question. Isn't that a fair question?
It's 100% a fair question.
But why?
And again, it's one school goes, hey, and then you look up and go, well, yeah, okay, it's real.
Yeah, but why? Why is it that important?
Yeah. I mean, as you said yesterday, Arkansas is doing it to some extent. State's doing it to some extent. There are SEC schools that are going, no.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
I mean,
or shouldn't exist.
I mean,
both are true.
Some of those schools look at it and go, this is stupid.
Yes.
I mean, you mentioned Arkansas. I think it was one of the things that Hunter Yurachek has taken a lot of heat for there. When he goes, I'm gambling that over the long haul, some of the schools that are committing this amount of money to football are going to look back and go, that was foolish.
Yeah.
That's not sustainable.
Yeah. Not where we should sell out.
And so we're going to suffer a little now, but in the long haul, everything's going to come back.
Yeah.
He might be wrong. I don't know. Now, he's throwing a lot into men's basketball.
He is.
I think they have a heavier baseball commitment than a lot of people. Not the highest.
But a lot.
But a lot.
Top 5.
So does A&M.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know that you can be top 5 in everything, Chase.
A&M has a hell of a baseball
amount. There you go. I don't know that you can be top 5 in everything.
A&M's baseball amount's close to a lot of teams' basketball amount. So tells you anything.
Yeah. Someone says Buzz was making 4.6 at A&M, so you got to go another $2 million on top of that for a new coach. If you're going to go take somebody's coach, you figure the buyout with Beard at Ole Miss is somewhere between $3 and $5 million. You got to pay that,
and then NIL,
and then he's going to whoever
rev share.
Hey, you got to put a roster together. You got to spend that real quick because just in case this Deloitte thing kicks in, we got to get ahead of it.
Yeah.
And you just asking people in the middle of tax season, hey, hey, Jim, spare a couple million?
Yeah.
Oh, and we'll hit you back up again this summer, too, because we're going to need some football NIL.
Yeah, it's temporary.
Just for now.
Yeah.
At some point, Jim goes, man, this is dumb.
Yeah. The Declaration of Independence Center for the Study of American Freedom, located on the Ole Miss campus, they aim to explore and examine the fundamental and founding principles of the United States of America. They offer an academic minor in freedom studies, scholarship opportunities for Ole Miss students, bring along lots of networking potential. To learn more, contact Stephen Skoltedi or Rankin Sherling, freedom@olemiss.edu, or visit independence.olemiss.edu.
We're brought to you by Easy Hemp Co. Easy is a hemp-infused sparkling water. It's a guilt-free alcohol alternative. It's a natural way to relax and unwind. all natural, made with real fruit. No added sugar, low calorie, gluten-free. 1 12-ounce can of Easy has 3 milligrams of THC. With Easy, it's easy to avoid the gummy scare, control your experience. So change the can, not the ritual. It's easy. Visit easyhempco.com to view the Easy Finder to find Easy near you. Easy is Farm Bill compliant with hemp derived from THC CBD extracts. It's for people 21 and older. Enjoy responsibly. I'll have a mailbag to you later today. I hope. It's brought to you by Art Hayes, Sotheby's International Realty. Are you thinking of making a move? Put the power of Sotheby's to work for you. As a licensed agent with Sotheby's and a supporter of all things Ole Miss, Art Hayes can help you buy or sell in your hometown or anywhere in the world at no charge to you. Seriously. So call and ask Art how. 612-805-5929 or email him at arthur.hayes@lakesmn.com.
Podcast is brought to you by the Men's Clinic, Madison and Brandon. Their mission's simple. They want to make sure their patients remain as healthy and as strong as possible throughout the aging process. They optimize testosterone, improve sleep, reduce inflammation, treat insulin resistance, facilitate a healthy gut microbiome, and more. Madison and Brandon, 601-607-7869 or themanthing.com. Real quick, baseball series this weekend. Vanderbilt is at Florida. So Gators need a couple there.
So do the Doors.
They do. 4-5 for Vanderbilt, 1-8 for Florida.
Wow.
South Carolina.
But you didn't have that on the bingo card, did you?
No, a couple of these. Big weekend, a couple spots here. South Carolina is at Mississippi State. Both teams 1-8 in the SEC.
Someone's going to win.
Somebody's got to get to series and going to feel a little better on Sunday, and somebody's going to feel like raw hell. Yeah. That is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Alabama's at Auburn. Both teams better than maybe some expected.
Yeah.
Bama 6-3, Auburn 4-5 in the league early on. That's at Plainsman Park.
God, Bama's done a good job.
Plainsman Park, the best smaller park in the SEC, not counting the big boys.
Yeah.
Done a good job there.
Size isn't always the most important thing.
True. No, it's got charm. I like it.
Yeah.
People sit on the little parking garage up there and overlook.
Yeah. Charming.
Had my best conversation ever with Jay Jacobs when he was the AD there. He came in the visiting media area and just sat and talked for like an hour and a half.
Nice guy.
Knew where all the skeletons were buried.
Oh, yeah.
I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Institutional knowledge, baby, for Mr. J.
Oh, yeah.
And his claim. But no, good dude.
Oh.
He was pleasant.
Super nice guy.
Had a great time talking to him. Texas A&M 1-8 in the SEC. There's your bingo card. Number 1 in the country, probably the largest NIL in the country. And they are 1-8 in the SEC. You know where they are this weekend?
I don't.
They are in Knoxville this weekend. That'll be a fun plane ride for you tomorrow. Headed up to Tennessee to face those Vols.
What could possibly go wrong?
Tennessee 27-2, 8-1 in the SEC. Big series here in Norman. LSU at Oklahoma this weekend. Oklahoma's better than anticipated.
Yeah.
They've been good. They kind of know their identity. They know what they are. They do well with it. LSU 7-2 in the SEC, off to a great start. They got the benefit of playing Missouri already.
Yep.
And Mississippi State. And they are at Oklahoma. Georgia's at Texas. It's a good series this weekend in Austin.
Two 8-1 teams.
2 8-1s.
Wow.
At Dish Falk Field in Austin.
So
weekend.
is that a Friday through Sunday?
I don't know. I'd have to look. I'll look and see who the Thursday games are in a second.
Because I might turn that one on a little bit.
And then the last series, poor Missouri, 0-9 in the SEC. They are in Fayetteville to face the 8-1 Razorbacks. 0-12. I mean, there's a real number on the table here. I don't think I've ever seen worse than 5-25. I think.
Boy, there's a world where Arkansas is 11-1 at the end of the weekend.
This is actually the craziest stat because they can't be worse. Arkansas has been at least 8-4 after the first 12 SEC games, 8 years in a row.
Arkansas has?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a hell of a number.
No,
that is so hard to do.
I think if you're ranking college baseball coaches on consistency, he's number 1.
He's 1.
People do he hasn't won a title. True. But boy, they just don't have bad years. What's he had, 1 in 20 years?
He's had 1. They went like
9-22
or 9-21 or something one time. No, I mean, look, I think Arkansas and Ole Miss are incredibly connected. They're the two permanent opponents for each other. They're one of the two for each team moving forward in this new SEC format. Mike's tenure has been very much developed by Arkansas. I mean, I've got a book project going right now, and one of the things I wrote was basically that Arkansas was actually Ole Miss's biggest rival during this modern era, and it's not close. It's not LSU. It's not Mississippi State. That's a fan-driven thing based off of football. It's Arkansas in a ton of ways. They should both have a national title. Arkansas missed a pop-up. It's been well documented.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody a couple weeks ago. I relayed this conversation to you that said that they did not think Van Horn would retire until he won a title or basically almost died because it's haunted him for this long, that he's been this good but hasn't won one.
And, coaches always talk about adaptability. He has adapted to different eras seamlessly. I mean, they were probably – who was the kid that pitched that game against Arkansas for Ole Miss? DeLucia.
Yes.
They were probably a career outing from him from winning a title that year.
Connor Nolan was good that day.
He was real good. He's still a good pitcher.
Got beat 2-0. And they would have beaten Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That was
whoever won that game was beating Oklahoma.
Van Horn knew it.
Yeah.
Because, it's the quote that I keep remembering after that thing's over, and he's sitting there, and somebody goes, hey, whatever, talk about Oklahoma and Ole Miss, and he goes, Oklahoma's pitching's really set up, and he kind of takes a pause, and he goes, the way Ole Miss is playing, it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
And just kind of
shrugged. And they were playing really well. Yeah.
It's hard to get there and win.
Championships are hard.
There's luck.
So
much luck.
Not to turn this into a Thunder thing, but the Thunder are having an historic regular season. They have, I think, 6 games left. I might have the 6 and the 7 wrong in what I'm about to say, but whatever. I think they have 7 games left, and to finish with the best net rating in the history of the NBA. You listening?
I am.
They have to outscore the remaining opponents by 6 points or more total. Total. That's it. To have the best rating in the history of the NBA. Their net rating is so good that individually, by individual net rating, the Thunder have 8 of the top 10 net ratings in the NBA.
Really?
They're having a historic season. What am I getting to? Chase, there's a world where they lose in the first round.
Sure.
They might have to play Minnesota in the first round. Minnesota's very good. There's a definite world where they lose in the second round to Golden State, to the Lakers. There's absolutely a world where they lose in the third round to the Denver Nuggets, to Golden State. And then if they were to make the NBA Finals, who's there? Probably the Boston Celtics, the defending champs, a team with...
They're not dead.
A team with complete killer DNA in their veins. In other words, winning a championship, if you get...
Path.
It's difficult. And all it takes is you run into one hot guy. So if you view that 2022 season from the Arkansas perspective, Dylan DeLucia's on short rest that day. The odds tell you that you're going to handle it. The odds tell you you're going to win. You just beat them the night before. Ole Miss was in tears the night before.
Mm-hmm.
But you run into one dude, and that's like the NBA thing. What happens if Steph Curry goes off for 55?
It is what it is.
It is what it's very hard. So when you judge people on nothing but titles, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. We mentioned
Mark says, ask Rick Barnes. Man, winning a title's hard. It's just really effing hard. Tom Izzo.
He didn't have many. 1, 2.
He talked about it the other day. It's just so hard to get to the Final Four. Tom Izzo. Kelvin Sampson hasn't won a title yet.
One. Izzo has one, and it was 25 years ago.
One title.
2000.
Bruce Pearl hasn't won a title yet. Great coach. John Shire's at Duke. When was the last time Duke won a title? And then Florida, Todd Golden's never won a title. 3 of those guys are going to lose this weekend. Are we going to go, they suck. It's one of the things I hate about sports. We do this polar opposite thing in the immediate aftermath of games. It's just not true. And you wonder why people hate us. I get it.
I get that they were still really, really, really good. I'm sure he's been in the tournament every damn year. But it's interesting to me that Michigan State did not win a Big Ten tournament or regular season championship from 2001 to 2009. I don't remember that level of lull from them for 7-8 years back in the day. I was looking at his record. We opened up, so I'll just close it. Again, Val Kilmer passing away yesterday, April 1st, 2025, born in 59. And, I mean, it's a filmography that's pretty damn good. Obviously, at least in this circle, known for Top Gun as much as anything.
Sure.
And playing Iceman.
He was great in Top Gun.
Gained a ton of acclaim for playing Jim Morrison in Oliver Stone's The Doors biopic or whatever you call it there. Was in Tombstone. Was in Heat. Was in a lot of movies. A lot of good stuff. And then had sort of a cameo appearance again in Maverick there to close it. Played Batman. He one of the few people that has been Batman.
Was a great Batman.
Yeah. So
it'd be hard to be Batman. Think about it. Hey,
that's not. Yeah. That takes.
You're Batman. Okay. Now what? Because no, I'm just a person. I got to be Batman. I got to be Batman and pull it off where people watch on a big screen and go, "Some bitch, there's Batman."
That's more complicated than being James Bond.
Absolutely, James Bond's a person.
Yeah, it's a person.
You got to be Batman. Yeah. You'll be bigger than life.
I mean, in our pop culture world, Batman might be 1A. Like
Superman, Batman. Hell yeah.
Well, but Batman's a real person. Superman has powers.
Yeah.
Batman's got cool shit.
Yeah.
But he's got to be physically imposing. He has to have
got to be a badass.
Genius level to understand how to use all the stuff and develop it.
Got to be a badass.
Yeah. Yeah, he was awesome in Tombstone. It's a phenomenal movie.
He was a phenomenal actor. Yeah. The more you think about it.
Undervalued, underrated.
How big was Val Kilmer when he was healthy? Is he a big, tall guy? Because most of these actors are short guys.
Well, he played opposite crew, so, he didn't have to be very tall to look.
Yeah. Like I wonder earlier, is he 6 feet or 5'10" or?
5'11"3/4.
Okay.
Who the hell's his press agent? That's 6
come
foot.
on, man.
What the hell?
Come on. You're not going to give me a 1/4 inch?
6 foot 180.
6 foot 180.
Yeah. So
average looking guy.
But in Hollywood.
But on the big screen, he looked like a monster.
Oh, just a dude.
Yeah. I mean,
very charismatic. Just movie star. I mean, not a movie star, but a movie star.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have movie stars anymore. We've long had this thing. Like that era is over. We stream, we do all this stuff. We don't have, hey, I'm headed to the movie because by God, my boy's in it.
I haven't thought about this.
Tom Cruise is our last remaining movie star. We go to the movies because by God, Tom's in it. He's it. You might love Ryan Gosling movies, but he ain't a movie star. You don't go to the thing because Ryan Gosling's in the damn thing.
I've not thought about this.
The era is over.
I'm trying to come up with something where I can argue with you, and I'm
Sly,
having a hard
time. We had
time.
Tom. We had our dudes. Nah, it's done. We stream now. We watch whatever. Sure, they're in it. It's cool. I mean, I've got my favorite actresses. I've got people, but I ain't headed to the theater to make sure I check them out on opening night. We got events. Tom's the only one left. Been doing the damn thing, and he's been in that realm for 35 years now. No, shit, longer than that. Almost 45 years. He's been a certified movie star for almost 45 years.
Consistency.
Shows up and...
Big word, man.
You get crazy dude. A little weird. A lot weird. But certain movies, he puts them up on the screen and we go, by God, okay.
I think to be great at something, you have to be weird.
Because if it were the 80s, the dudes we would really go see and feel the same way about in that same era vein would be like Gosling, Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, yeah. He's big.
We'd go see Michael B. The superhero era is dying right now, too. It's kind of over.
Is Michael B. Jordan not a movie star?
He has great films.
Yeah.
But outside of being connected to Rocky with Creed, do you go, hey...
Oh, that's a good point.
And that's a Sly vehicle. That's not a Michael B. vehicle.
That's a good point.
So, yes,
and
he
I
has
couldn't
been
even tell
a
you what
movie star.
Gosling is in. I know that every woman lusts for him, but I don't know... I couldn't sit here and tell you. He was in The Notebook, right? I can't tell you everything that Ryan Gosling's in to prove your point.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, I think he might have won an Oscar for La La Land, but nobody was going crazy over La La Land.
Pretty much, you send me the Oscar list, and I'll show you the films I don't want to go see.
Yeah. Good point. Sorry. But yeah,
To be truly great, Luke says you have to have a screw loose somewhere. There's no question. I mean, it's when you deal with great coaches, they're all sort of there's a part of them that are psychopathic. I mean, frankly, they are. I mean, it's like you can't even have a conversation with them. They're not normal people. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just saying they're just different. I think to be elite, to be incredible, you've got to be kind of nutty.
Yeah, in my lifetime, in my era, not that long ago, we had Denzel's in a movie. Let's go check Denzel out.
Yeah, Denzel Washington was a movie star.
Dude, awesome. Fantastic.
What's he doing now? Is he still picking movies? Is he counting his money somewhere?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe like the last Cruz has had staying power, so I'm not throwing him in the category. Like after that, I guess maybe a couple with McConaughey. Maybe Brad Pitt. But again, they're old. We're all old. Seeing the juice with beard and hot board still going. We'll see. I don't know. It's hot boards, guy.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You got to be, hey, listen.
It's the struggle with these kind of podcasts because it could be obsolete in like 8 minutes.
And I'll say this about On 3, Rivals, 247, all of us, okay? We're all trying to make a buck.
So you throw names.
And nothing makes a buck like a hot board.
Yeah. We put Dana Holgerson at the top of a hot board one time.
Sold subs.
We knew Ole Miss was not hiring Dana Holgerson.
Not a chance.
And he was on the front page for a day.
Pissed off some people at Ole Miss in the process.
Yeah, well.
That was part of the game at that point.
I mean, literally, I think in his thing, he went through Tunica one time.
Yeah.
There's a connection.
He did.
Yeah. So
Mia Hamm was born in Selma. She's an Alabamian.
There you go. So Nomar's coming back. All right.
Nomar to the Tide.
We'll follow it. RebelGrove.com, MPW Digital. See where the day takes us. Take care. Have a good one. We'll talk to you tomorrow.